Good afternoon. My name is Marcia Jews, and I'm the BEA 2021 correspondent. And I am here with Kelsey Parker, who is an entrepreneur and a student, and her business is called Think Black. And we're going to learn a lot more about Kelsey and all of her new ideas and greatness. Hi, Kelsey.
Hi, good afternoon.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
So, I understand that you are in middle school,
High school.
high school. So, what grade are you in?
I'm in the 10th grade at Pikesville
In
High
the,
School.
pardon me?
In the 10th grade at Pikesville High School, right outside of
Oh,
Baltimore.
I love it. What are your favorite subjects?
I like English. English is probably my favorite subject.
And do you have any extracurricular activities?
Yes, so I'm a member of the Future Business Leaders of America, which is a national program and business competition. I'm the AVID class president, which is a college readiness program, a national college readiness program. I'm a part of my varsity basketball team at my school. We're county, regional, and state semifinalists, so I have a lot of extracurriculars.
That's a lot. And so
Yes,
how do you manage all of that? How do you balance your education and all of your activities?
I'm trying to stay disciplined and making sure that I allow time for all of those and just time to relax and hang out with friends and be social.
And so the question on here says, what do you want to be when you grow up? But I think I already know that you're an entrepreneur.
Yes, ma'am.
And so what happened to give you this calling to be a business person?
Well, I grew up around business my entire life. My father's a business owner. I have family members that are business owner, family friends that are business owners, and so I really grew up admiring what they did and wanted to replicate it.
And so in doing that, what what happened for you to create Think Black? And what is Think Black?
Well, Think Black is an online directory and mobile app that spotlights Black business owners and Black businesses for free. So Black professionals, Black business owners can highlight their business and showcase them on our platform for free. And users can search their desired product, they can find businesses in their area and be provided with reviews, directions, hours, and just other helpful information about the businesses.
So how did you get this idea?
Well, I began creating Think Black in the summer of last year. During the racial tensions in our country, I noticed that Black businesses were closing at an alarming rate. And so, because of the pandemic and because of things going on, I wanted to do something to highlight Black businesses and Black business owners because they needed it at the time.
Mhm. And so how did you start marketing your business?
Well, during the creation process and really taking time to make sure that it was an ideal product that consumers could use and businesses could really use to market their business and their platforms. I got a lot of help from my family, my mom, my dad, my stepdad, my stepmom. Just my entire family really helped me get it out there. We haven't really spent much money on marketing, but we're relying on word of mouth and social media and things like that.
Mhm. So let's talk about the technology. You made it an app. So did you have to hire somebody, or how
Yeah.
did you build what what made you, I guess, what did you need to do in order to get somebody to help you build the infrastructure for the app?
Yeah, so we did some research and we found a team that was inexpensive and that really could create the vision of Think Black. And so I kind of helped work with them to really implement the features that we wanted for the app and the design. I made the design, but they did a lot of the coding and the framework for the app to make it all possible.
So now are you learning how to code yourself?
Yes. So during the process, I've took a lot of time getting from YouTube and just people that I know in my community and my circle to help me learn to code.
Mhm. Do you find coding to be easy? I mean, you have this creative side, right? And so are you now looking at STEM as an option to some things?
Yes, I love STEM. I've always been interested in STEM. And so I've taken some engineering classes in school and I have some family friends that are engineers. And so I've always been very interested in it.
So as you look at your product and you're getting it to market, What would you want people to think and do when they think about your product? What do you want from them? People, your
Um,
potential customers.
well, first, I want them to make sure that they're thinking Black. And so when you're thinking Black, you're thinking Black businesses and the Black community first, because the goal of Think Black is to encourage the reinvestment of our dollars into our community and into our businesses. And
Mhm.
so I want them to make sure that they're utilizing the app for its purpose, to find Black businesses, to help Black businesses, support them with their money, their support on social media, word of mouth. So the goal for Think Black really is to just all around support our community.
Mhm. So we have one product, right?
Yes,
And we're a sophomore in high school.
yes, ma'am.
What's the next step?
The next step is just optimizing the app, expanding it into different avenues, different features. Um, Next step is also college, thinking about college and where I'm going to go and what I'm going to major in. And so that's another big step as well.
So, have you narrowed it down to a couple of colleges or one or two, or you
Um,
still looking?
I'm still keeping my options very, very broad because I'm only a sophomore, but I do have some colleges in mind.
And so, with your sports, are you going to take that further?
I hope so. And so that's also a big thing I'm taking into consideration with the recruitment process and just making sure that my grades and my stats are also up to par. And so
Hmm.
I want to pursue basketball and my education.
Okay. Do you have time to rest?
Yes,
Because you're
ma'am.
busy. And what do you do? Do you have any hobbies, or what do you do when you're resting?
I listen to a lot of music. I spend time with my friends and my family a lot.
What
And
kind of
so
music do you listen to?
I listen to everything. I don't really have a specific genre that I
You
like.
like oldies but goodies?
Yes, ma'am.
That's great. So now here's another thing. When we're looking at going into business, you've been involved in all kinds of activities. What are three things that are most important, you think, for young people coming out of middle school, going into high school? What do you think are three things that they should have in consideration to going to the next level of school education?
To make sure that you broaden your horizons and don't put yourself in a box, try new things. If you've never done something, don't limit yourself to what your peers think or what you think. Make sure that you explore all of your options. Another thing is to take school seriously, but don't stress yourself out with it. You know, focus on your grades, get the best grades possible. But at the end of the day, it's still a mark. And so you can still be happy and successful without getting the highest straight A's possible.
Mhm. There's so much to distract, right? Just as a grown folks, there's a lot on the internet everywhere. How do you manage your intake from social media and activities?
I think it's important to know what's important and what's not, and
Mm.
what's good information and what's not. And so there can be a lot of nonsense and things like that coming from your peers and through social media. But as long as you have your head on your shoulders and understand what's important and what's good information and what's not, I think you're on the right track.
Mhm. So, if you could do anything that you wanted to do and somebody gave you three options as an adult, what would you think would be three options for you as a grown person?
Um, I would probably be an entrepreneur like I am now. Um, I would work for a tech company. I think that's always been one of my dreams to work for a big corporation, a tech company, or to own a big corporation. That's a dream
Mhm,
of mine as well.
mhm. If you could go anywhere in the world, what would be the top three places you would like to visit or live?
Well, one of the places is Ghana. My family's from there, and so I want to go and meet my family and explore where I'm from. I would go to Japan. I've always been kind of interested in their culture, and I would go to Paris because it's just a beautiful city.
Because it's just a beautiful city, right?
Yes, ma'am.
If if there was some activity, an extracurriculum activity that you've seen people do on television, be it through the Olympics or on a stage, what would that be as an adult?
Um, bobsledding, because I've watched the movie Cool Runnings when I was younger, and although I don't live in a cold climate, I always thought that would be a fun activity.
That's cool. Bobsledding.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
that does look cool, doesn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
So in your school, and looking at how everybody's being involved in so many social issues today, and you've been involved yourself in looking at some of the things that have occurred throughout from social justice, what are a couple two things that you find very important that's a takeaway from all of the experiences that we've had as we look at television across the nation?
I think it's important for us to just love each other, and because we're all humans, I think we should put humanity first, and that we should accept and love all of us, because at the end of the day, we're all in the same boat.
Mhm. What do you want people to think about who you are when this interview, after they've watched this interview? What are some of the takeaways that you want them to remember about you?
I want them to remember that, number one, I'm a person that loves and accepts everyone, and that the goal is for me to make a difference in other people's lives, so we can all achieve the goal of true peace and love. And so with Think Black, I want to achieve that by highlighting and celebrating the often overlooked businesses and the often overlooked people in our community, because we have so much talent and so many gifts. I want to make a difference in showing those.
Okay. I'll tell you, Kelsey Parker, you are a phenomenal young lady, and I'm very proud of you. And you just stay true to your beliefs and who you are. And we expect great things coming from you, and we will see you again at Bea.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here, especially being interviewed by you in
Well, it's
career. You're an inspiration.
it's my honor to interview you, young lady. So thank you very much. Ladies and
Thank you.
gentlemen, Kelsey Parker. Think Black. Is it .com? What's your website?
www.thinkblack.net.
.net. All right. Follow up on that and check out her website and her app. All right, Kelsey. Enjoy the rest of Bea. Make certain you visit all of the rooms, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Marcia Jews for Bea TV. Thank you. And Kelsey Parker.